Hello, what's up guys? I'm Kyle from KGR, and every once in a while I like to hop on eBay, look up a certain franchise, put rare at the end of it, and just see what pops up. I asked you guys what you wanted to see, and you guys voted for Jimmy Neutron, McDonald's being a very close second, and I'm sorry Jimmy, I can't do Ben 10 yet, but I will try to do it before June. But if you have any ideas on what other franchises I should look up, let me know down below and I'll put it in the roster. But without further ado, let's get started. Jimmy Neutron. Rare. When I talked about the idea of doing a Jimmy Neutron video, my friend saw something similar to this, but it wasn't this specifically. I think it was like a special version of the VHS, so hopefully I'll find that for the video. But I love seeing stuff like the Welch's jars, because like there was so much stuff like that, like with Pokemon and stuff like that, but it was the era, it was the time, so of course we had to see Jimmy Neutron. Look at him looking all gross. Well, let's get a closer look at that. Look at him. Oh, that's so cool looking. I love that. And of course we got Cindy on the side as well. Like when I think of the Welch's jars though, I think of like them being like a pear shape for the most part, not something like this. So it makes you wonder, would this survive a dishwasher? Because it's just like a little plastic wrap around it. But when you get Jimmy Neutron stuff, you're mostly going to be looking at toys, and this is going to be another prime example of that. Nickelodeon Jimmy Neutron 2001 Build and Blast Air Rocket. I don't know. I never seen this, I don't think. But this is something I probably would have loved to have, because I remember seeing these toys when I was a kid. In fact, I even had some Jimmy Neutron stuff when I was a kid too. But having Jimmy in his rocket, like that rocket specifically, that would have been so cool. Because I think I had the rocket toy that you would see like more in like the intro or like the show more than anything. But I never had this rocket specifically. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the rocket that it came with this version of Jimmy, because look at the articulation on those legs. Yeah, I'm pretty confident I had this version of Jimmy. And it's a shame that I don't have him anymore, because I would have loved to have Jimmy Neutron toys again. Whoa, look at this version of Cindy. That is crazy looking. And we've seen a couple of these 4-packs where it comes with Jimmy, Carl, Sheen, and Goddard. That's cool. Oh, I think this is the one that he was telling me about. Hold on. Yeah. So this one specifically is saying that the clamshell is not the final art. It's very blurry to read that little text, but apparently this is just a promotional version of the tape. So this one wouldn't be for retail specifically. So I want to assume it would be like for early viewing. So I remember, I'm not sure if a store called Media Play was just a local thing or a nationwide thing, but I remember places like Media Play would do like watch parties, whether it be like for the SpongeBob movie or something else. So I remember I shown up to a few of them, and I want to assume that this tape specifically is for that, or if it's going to be for places like Blockbuster where they could show it on one of their monitors to try to promote you to rent the movie for the weekend. I want to assume it's one of those two. From what it looks like, there's not much information on it, but that's what I'm assuming. Of course, you guys see some plush. Oh, snap. I think this is the figure that I had when I was a kid. This all looks familiar. I hope we find more action figures, because I remember having a fair amount of these. I remember having that Nick figure. I remember having that Jimmy with a different shirt. I remember having the little alien king guy right there. I think I had the flying Goddard, but not the original Goddard. But man, these toys are so cool looking. I love these. There are a few things I'm looking for that I did have when I was a kid. I like how this says, oh, this is a PC disc, not the movie, but it's in a DVD case. Okay, boy, I'm sorry, I'm not buying that from you. No, I'm good. But there are a few things I am looking for that I hope show up. Oh my God, you could have a Jimmy Neutron shirt. Why do I feel like I had this at one point? Why do I feel like I've seen this as a kid? This looks too familiar. I'm pretty confident I've seen this in the wild. Or maybe I had it. I have to ask my mom. But because it is a youth size shirt, unless you're a very short king, unfortunately this ain't fitting any adults, but it would be a really cool collectible. And $40 for a shirt, I feel like you spend that at a Hot Topic or Box Lunch anyway. I don't see you getting mad at spending that much money on a shirt. An Ore-Rida trading card? You're telling me I can get a bag of tater tots and get Hugh Neutron as a collectible card? Count me in. I don't remember this as a kid. Hold on. When did this come out? 2001? Because if this came out in like 2001, I would have been like, what, 8, 9 years old? Somewhere in that area? Yeah, I'm pretty confident I would have been like 6 or 7 years old. There are a lot of Hot Wheels on here. And I remember having these little Game Boy Advance videos. There is no way this is that expensive. That's not real. Like, I mean, that cartridge is real, but like that value, there's no way that's real. Imagine Nick skating with a Jimmy Neutron skateboard. That's cool. I'm honestly surprised. Like in today's age, imagine if boosted board was still around and you still had electric skateboards very commonly around. Imagine, or even better, the one wheels. Imagine if they had a Jimmy Neutron branded one wheel or electric skateboard, because that is something that Jimmy would make 100%. Attack of the Twonkies. I remember this being like a very specific, like a double length feature. Like, so this is like either an episode or a set of episodes, and they made a video game completely centered around it. Like, it's crazy that game development time was that short and quick in comparison to what we have now, that they were able to make a video game of an episode. Why? I mean, it was a different time, and in my opinion, a better time, but that's because I'm a boomer, so my opinion's biased. But I'm talking about a video game. This is a VHS. My mind is somewhere else. So we found another jar. Imagine eating that jelly. If we can get me to 1 million subscribers, I will buy one of these and I will eat it in a video. Where's the expiration date? There has to be an expiration date somewhere. I don't know, boys. I don't see an expiration date. It's probably safe to eat, right? Here we go, some empty ones. There we go. That means we can drink out of them. Yeah, but look at that little, like, you can see how, like, it doesn't like water very much. So it probably wouldn't survive the dishwasher, so I'm not allowed to have it. Judging from the amount of pages we have here, we don't have much to work with when it comes to rare stuff, because we have like plush, VHS tapes, maybe DVDs, and some other toys and stuff, which don't get me wrong, those are cool. But Jimmy Neutron doesn't really have a whole lot of merchandise that are, quote, rare. However, if I don't see the things that I'm looking for, I will look them up manually and show those off, because these are things I wanted as a kid but never got. I know a lot of times they would have like kids meal toys. I'm actually surprised I haven't seen any of those yet, because I think it was Burger King that did toys for them. And we got more tater tot cards. Heck yeah. How many of these cards exist? There are so many of these. And this is a thing again. Like, show me something new, please. Yeah, Sheen. Why do I feel like I have this little... I think that's a Matchbox, isn't it? Yeah, it's a Matchbox. I'm pretty confident I had these at one point. Oh my god, a little slideshow for a Viewmaster? That's sick. I don't know about you, but Viewmasters were so cool. There is also one for Sonic Generations as part of a press kit. My buddy Tito the OG has one, and I want to get one myself, but they are like stupid expensive now. But if none of you ever experienced a Viewmaster, see if somebody has one, because these things are so cool. It's 3D stuff that doesn't hurt your eyes. It's pretty incredible. I don't care how many times you tell me that this is a rare thing, but no, it ain't worth much. There's a reason why nobody's buying it. And do we have Jimmy Neutron on Blu-ray yet? Can we get a steelbook? Well, no, can we get a 4K Ultra HD steelbook for Jimmy Neutron? I might buy it. Why not? But getting it on VHS would be cool. I never had this thing, so I ain't gonna worry about that. Now, of course, you're gonna see games every once in a while. There's no way. Ain't no way that's worth that much. No, thank you. Okay, Jimmy Neutron soundtrack, hear me out. During this time, Aaron Carter was at his peak and made a couple of songs for this movie, I'm pretty sure. And I loved it. It was great. But then Aaron Carter just disappeared off the face of the earth. And for the longest time, because of the fact that he went completely under the radar, I thought he was dead. And then he came back a few years ago. I'm like, oh, look, he's still alive. That didn't last long. So right now, I'm so sad that Aaron Carter is no longer here, because for the longest time, I thought he wasn't. Some of you might find that as like a comedic bit. No, that genuinely does bother me. Debbie Derryberry, voice actress, signed autograph book, Jimmy Neutron, very rare. How to succeed as a voice actor. You know what? That is kind of cool. And that is pretty cheap. You're gonna see a lot of Jimmy Neutron autographs, I'm pretty sure, all over eBay. It's crazy that right now it's actually not worth that much. Honestly, I could see this, especially for what this is, being an investment. So if you're a Jimmy Neutron fan or a voice acting fan in general, this might be worth picking up. And somehow we got to the end. A lot of people don't have a lot of, quote, rare stuff in the collection, or at least on eBay. So that's a little sad. However, there are a couple of things that I was looking up at one point that I wanted really bad. So let's see if they're still around. Okay, I found a couple of listings. I'm actually really happy. Let's go. So this is, okay, this is made by Mattel. This is a radio controlled Goddard toy. Like, this is something I've seen. I'm pretty confident at KB Toys specifically, maybe Toys R Us as well. But having a radio controlled version of Goddard was such a cool idea back then, because at this point, this is 2001. So the imagination of where technology could go was through the roof, because the technology was pretty cutting edge at the time. And with your imagination, the possibilities were endless, and there was so much room for growth for technology. But now technology is so crazy now that we kind of take it for granted. But during this time, when this thing was released, this had so many kids' imaginations just like soaring, like, yes, real life Goddard, let's go, real life robot dog. Even though there were a fair amount of robot toy dogs that you could get during this era, actually. But this one was Jimmy Neutron, so of course everybody wanted that one. I take that back. I'm not sure how well these things actually sold. I don't think they sold as well as like the big popular ones that were available at the time. But to me, this is cool. However, $200 more or less, if you throw in a good best offer, it's kind of tough. Should I get one of these to do a video on? Because that would be nuts. However, if I do a video, part of me would like to get this like in the box just so I can do a proper unboxing of the thing. But that's a lot of money to throw away. But then again, if I'm looking at this one that's loose, this one is almost as expensive. I like how I mentioned that this thing was at KB Toys. There's a KB Toy sticker right there. I even talk in your voice. Walk, eyes light up. It does have Try Me. But because of the fact that this guy was in the box for so long, it's been in that box for almost 25 years. So I don't know what the batteries are going to look like inside that thing. It's a gamble, guys. Do we do it? Now, if you want a Jimmy Neutron toy starter kit, this is where you go. So this is the rocket that I had as a kid. So you have Jimmy, the rocket, and then you have a Goddard toy. That's all you need. However, it irritated me that there was never an Ultra Lord action figure. So if like Super 7 or Funko or any other company could make a Ultra Lord action figure, I'd buy multiple. Please, give me. You know what? Speaking of, we should probably actually see if an Ultra Lord figure even is a thing. Oh, here's the alien guy I was talking about. Yeah, I had this as a kid. Because as a kid, I remember like the slime looking thing inside fascinated me so much because it did look like legit slime. And it fascinated me how like it wasn't an actual liquid and how it didn't move around in the thing. I'm like, this is perfectly casted. This looks so good. Look at the hands on this Jimmy Neutron plush. Oh my, no. Oh lordy. Oh lordy. I don't know about you. I love Christmas ornaments. Even though this does look a little bit cursed, I actually really like this. This is cute. Okay, let me look up one more thing. I found it. I remember seeing this as a kid at Radio Shack. I wanted this thing so bad. I thought it was so cool looking. So this is like one of the things that Jimmy makes like in the middle of the movie, like out of the like amusement park rides, I believe. He makes this. Man, I hope those batteries are still good, because that's scary now. But yeah, this is something I wanted so bad as a kid. Like the idea of it looked so freaking cool. Like look at that. Like here's a closer look from another listing. Like even like the paint job on that looks so good for the time. Like this is so cool looking. I think definitely had a lot of fun with it though. Look at that. I feel like if you want to just have it on the shelf, yeah, for like 25 bucks or so, more or less. Sure, why not? Oh, but here it is with the battery and the remote. But how do you recharge the battery though? Is there no charger with it? Dude, these kids played with these things. Oh my goodness. Not Jimmy Neutron getting to David Hasselhoff. Poor guy. Oh man. It's a pullback toy? Can he actually stand like that? Is this a Burger King or something? Like, no, judging from this is Wendy's. This is a Wendy's toy. Okay. This is actually pretty sweet. And look, it's for Eric Carter. But yeah, I would have killed for this as a kid. This is a cool looking toy. Heck yeah, I'm in. And you can take Jimmy out and make it a full-on action figure. There you go. Ooh, look at this toy. I remember this. Is this also from Wendy's? Yeah, okay, so it wasn't Burger King that had these. It was a Wendy's deal. Unless Burger King did something for like the official movie release, and this is like for the show or something. I have no idea, because this is 2003, you know? There is something Jimmy Neutron I did use a lot when I was a kid. And right now there's only one listing on eBay. And I wish I still had this, because this is such a silly idea. The Vox 2000. So like in the show or the movie, like it would like scan his hair. Well, I can't do that now, personally. However, because of this 2001 technology, it would have 4 things where you can like place where your fingers go to, you know, act as your thing. But realistically, it didn't connect to your door. But imagination, it was a fun idea. And also, it's just fun decoration. And look at the colors on this. This screams like Y2K. I love this so much. I'm gonna talk to my fiance. Hear me out. What if we had this? Hold on. Ultra Lord action figure. Do I look up Jimmy Neutron Ultra Lord? Because I know right now Funko is making some pops for Jimmy Neutron. It's only a matter of time until they make an Ultra Lord. But look at this. I'm telling you. Look at that. There's that guy. I like him. But yeah, I'm telling you, there is not a single thing for Ultra Lord outside of a Sheen figure having it on his shirt. Look, see? We have Jimmy Neutron Funko Pops now, but yet we still can't get a Ultra Lord action figure. Oh, see, look, Burger King. Yeah, these are ones that connected all together. Oh my God, I forgot about them. Yo, hear me out. What if we find all of these? But yeah, not a single piece of merch for Ultra Lord. Give me a Crimson Chin and Ultra Lord action figure. I'll be happy. Please. But no, we don't get that. Because we're boomers now. I don't know. Oh snap! It's a 27 by 40. Like, I want to say movie theater poster, but it's not double-sided. Typically, movie theater posters are double-sided, but this, I guess, is just a promo one. Because look at that quality on that print. That is legit. That is real. Having a Jimmy Neutron poster in the house, that's kind of a maybe. I kind of want to do that. For those who don't know, I collect movie theater posters every once in a while. It was bound to happen. This has got to happen sometime. But that's it for the video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out during this. This is a lot of fun. But if you're new and you like what you saw, you know what to do. In the description, there's going to be my link tree if you want to follow me on anything. But like I said earlier, if you want to suggest any more videos in the comments, let me know. The next one I'm probably going to do is going to be McDonald's because that was a very close second. And I want to do Ben 10 in the future. But if you have any other franchises I should look up, let me know down below. But anyway, thank you for watching. I love you guys to death. And I'll see you on the next one. So peace.